Hello, hello, it's Maria. I'm a reporter here with WDW Magazine, here to take you on yet another magical escape. I'm coming to you today inside of Epcot because I'm here to ride Cosmic Rewind. Now, it is almost my time to board the attraction, but I had to do some work this morning in order to secure myself a virtual pass in order to gain entry to ride the ride. So, while I'm walking over, I'm going to Cosmic Rewind and take us back in time to earlier today when I made my virtual queue, and I will tell you the entire step-by-step process of how to use the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind virtual queue. Let's go. I am here at home and I just made my Cosmic Rewind virtual pass. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how I did that and give you some tips and tricks on how to do that yourself. So first things first, you have to have a ticket purchased. You have to have it linked to your My Disney Experience account. You have to do those two things in addition to making a park pass reservation at Epcot. If you don't have a ticket pre-purchased, if you don't have it linked to My Disney Experience, if you don't have a My Disney Experience account, and you don't have a park pass made for Epcot on the day that you're trying to get a virtual queue, when you log on at 7 a.m., you're going to be out of luck. So make sure all of those things are in place before you even attempt to open the My Disney Experience app on the day that you want to ride the attraction. Now, second to that, if you want to ride with anyone else other than just yourself, you want to make sure that they are linked to your account in My Disney Experience. Really easily, you go to the little hamburger icon at the bottom right-hand side of My Disney Experience app, scroll down to My Profile. When you get there, select Family and Friends. And then in each individual family and friends name, if you're not already friends, make sure you send that request to be able to be made friends, and make sure that you have clicked the Share All My Plans option. There will be two different buttons you can click. Make sure that you select Share All My Plans with everyone that you want to ride the attraction with. That way, they will automatically show up in your family and friends list, and they will be eligible to join the virtual queue with you. Now that you've made your family and friends list, you make sure that all of those people also have a park pass, tickets purchased, all of the above for Epcot on the day that you're wanting to ride. You are ready to try for a virtual queue. So what you're going to do is you're going to open the My Disney Experience app, and you're going to refresh by simply pulling down right at 7 a.m. Not before, not after. As soon as you see that clock strike 7 a.m., I recommend that you refresh. From there, it is going to come up with a big button that says Join on the virtual queue. And you want to, of course, select Join. Once you select Join, you will be taken to the next screen. And this is why it's really important to have all those family and friends pre-linked. That screen is going to show you everyone who you are friends with on your friends list who has an Epcot Park Pass that day. They're going to show up, and it's going to say, do you want all of these people who you made plans with who also have an Epcot Pass today to be in your queue? You want to have this all pre-set up because you just want to be able to get to that screen and immediately hit next, immediately hit yes. Don't spend your time scrolling through. If someone doesn't want to ride, don't take your time to deselect them. There's no harm, no foul if they don't want to ride the attraction. It's a-okay. So just go ahead and quickly click next on that page and you will secure your virtual line time. Once you do that, you will be able to see in the app what group number you get and about what time you might be called back. Now, I recommend constantly, diligently checking the app once you've been assigned a boarding group time, because from my personal experience, I've been lucky enough to be on the attraction just a few times since it opened. From my experience, every time I've ridden the attraction, I've been called back earlier in the day than what they originally anticipated my return time would be. So if you're hoping to ride it a bit earlier, if you just want to get in as soon as your time's called, keep checking back on that app to make sure that you're up to date on what group numbers they are currently calling. Before I get to the final tips and tricks, tune in for a word from my friends over at WDW Magazine.
Subscribe to WDW Magazine and escape to Walt Disney World every single month. This large format glossy magazine is filled with content, not ads. Subscribe now and don't miss another month of magic.
There will be a second virtual queue time that opens up every single day. If you are not lucky enough to secure that 7 a.m. time, or if you just wanted to sleep in and didn't want to wake up that early, you can enter the park, and this is very important. Everything I talked about at the 7 a.m. boarding group, you'd have to do from home. The park's not open. You've got to do that, set your alarm and wake up. But at 1 p.m., another group of times will become available. Another set of boarding groups will become available to be able to join to ride later in the day. However, in order to join that second group at 1 p.m., you have to have scanned into Epcot with your ticket. You need to physically be inside of the park. That is a very important distinction. You can't try for that second time at 1 p.m. from home or from another park or resort. You have to be inside of Epcot at 1 p.m. to try for that. So make sure that you've already scanned in and you've done all of these steps that I mentioned earlier before 1 p.m. to make sure that you're eligible to join that group. If you've joined a group at 7 and you already rode or have a boarding time for later in the day, unfortunately, just to make sure everyone gets a chance to ride, it is a one and done right now. You're not able to rejoin at 1 p.m. as of the filming of this video. As of the filming of this video, there have been a few rides at Walt Disney World Resort that have required virtual times and virtual queues. Rise of the Resistance, of course, was the first one. That was the first big one. The good news is, once you know how this system works, all the instructions that I've just given, it's been the same for all of the virtual queues. You just really have to pay attention to what times the boarding group opens for each individual attraction. And you need to make sure that you're in a park if you need to be scanned into a park. Those are really the only two differences that have changed, but this virtual queue process really does go for every single attraction that Disney has ever brought online for a virtual queue. Now, I do not recommend doing this. Do not recommend it. But let's say your alarm didn't go off and you missed the 7 a.m. time. Let's say you didn't want to wake up that early. Let's say you just decided at 8:30 in the morning that you wanted to make a park pass for Epcot that day and you missed that 7 a.m. window. Again, I don't recommend doing this. However, I have personally had luck past 8 a.m. at getting a virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy. There have been some times I've had passes made for Epcot. I didn't wake up and I thought, let me check, let me just see if there's anything available. Most times, there's not after that 7 a.m. time. But on a few select occasions, it has been past 8 a.m. in the morning and there have still been times available. So if all of those boarding group times do not go right at 7 a.m., Disney doesn't remove them. Disney leaves them up on the app. So again, not my recommended way to do it, but if you for some reason sleep through that alarm at 7 a.m. and wake up a bit later, it's absolutely worth checking the My Disney Experience app just to see if there happen to be any boarding group times available, because there might be. That's it. That is how you make a virtual queue reservation. And when it comes time to scan back into the attraction when your boarding group is called, you simply walk up to the attraction with your Magic Band or your hard ticket or your phone if you have it on your Apple Wallet, and you scan the touch points just like you do to enter the park, and you are let into the attraction. Like I said, keep checking back because sometimes those times do get called quicker than what they originally anticipated. Now, it is time for me to go catch back up with my present day self because if I'm predicting correctly, it is just about time for me to probably board Guardians. Well, my boarding group has just been called for Cosmic Rewind, so I am going to go scan in and hop in line. But if you like this video, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because we have plenty more content just like this coming your way very soon. Again, I'm Maria, everyone, and I'll see you in the next Magical Escape.